This college basketball picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Earn up to $750 per month on your sports gambling transactions. Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
This is Randy Cross. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, real money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
It's raining in Los Angeles.
Yep.
Playing through though. We're playing through the weather.
Well, Ryan, I overhear your conversations.
What do you mean? You're
yelling.
eavesdropping?
No, because you're very loud. That you were upset that your daughter's indoor volleyball keeps getting canceled because of the rain. That has to be. I'm assuming that's some sort of joke, right?
Like I'm not one of these like political. My city is doing this whistleblowers.
Yeah,
but some of the decisions that the school district of the city I live in make. One of which is that the sports there are in fairness, not all the middle schools in the surrounding areas even have sports out here. So the idea that the city's big enough to have all the middle schools compete and have these kind of abbreviated sports seasons is cool. It gives them a chance to compete with their classmates. It's not just about club. Great. But the idea that you're pairing it, so volleyball's paired with flag football. Great. Flag football, outdoor sport.
Yeah.
So when the outdoor sport is canceled, the indoor sport is canceled because I guess the bus can't drive in the rain or something. And they
don't play flag football in the rain.
They actually. Well, here's the craziest part. They've played games in the rain before.
Do they play soccer in the rain?
This is one of those crazy ass things in California where if you're playing on turf, you're going to play in the weather. No big deal. But a lot of these cities protect their grass fields as if they're some sort of sacred ground. So they don't like to play. They don't like to play in the rain here because you tear up a field that you maybe for a long time because we're a desert. We don't get a lot of it's crazy shit. So it's all over the place. But yeah, the similar to you were pointing out that the Villanova game that didn't get canceled because of the snow. Another indoor festivity that almost had weather impact.
Wow, and congrats to my Villanova Wildcats. Huge win. I know some in the show were doubting.
I guess good luck. I'm not going against Patino.
That was a great win by Villanova.
Yeah, little lucky bounce here and there.
Joining us on the line, talk all things college hoops and college sports. You know him from the college experience, Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee. What's happening, Colby?
What's up, guys? Good to see you, and happy Valentine's Day early. I miss you. I missed the studio. I
appreciate it.
Hopefully, you'll get my hearts.
Yeah, normally we have our Valentine's exchange in studio, and Colby wasn't here to. We do Secret Santa.
Is that why we're not going to Vegas this week?
Colby,
that snuck up on me.
Colby,
not prepared at all.
We have to address now. I'm sure this is completely unintentional, and I think it's probably a lighting thing. But Kramer, look at Colby. Look directly underneath his nose. Are we witnessing Colby trying to do a Michael Jordan Hitler type mustache? I mean, I'm sure something's going on with the sides.
Someone screenshot this right now.
Am I crazy, Kramer, for seeing? We'll call it a Charlie Chaplin mustache type thing going on here. For
you know what I think it might be? It might be I haven't shaved and I'm going gray.
Oh, okay.
At certain spots,
the gray isn't getting picked up top here.
You know
maybe.
It's the so the part like from basically the Hitler stash portion of your mustache is full. It's deep. It's from the nostrils down to the lip. But then you have this really thin strip that seems to hug the lip. In our view, there's probably some hair that isn't coming through the picture.
Yeah, I think it's just
you don't grow a mustache like I do, where there's no mistake where the hair is lying. But it's almost as if you went to like a hip black barber shop and you said, give me a take on that Michael Jordan mustache from 15 years ago.
Well, Jordan, he really pushed it. He had it kind of shaved down a little bit on the sides.
I mean, can someone in the chat do
Jordan's
like
a golfing chum of mine here over here.
Yeah,
Jake, are you here? Please Photoshop side by side of Colby and I don't know, your best Charlie Chaplin.
He did say he wanted to pick up the new Kanye t-shirt, so maybe that's related.
Kanye going hard, huh?
Yeah, I mean the guy's crazy. I love how people are still getting mad at Kanye. It's like he's a crazy unhinged person.
Well, he's going the Mel Gibson route.
All right, Colby, we were talking about this before we started the show. Have to hit on that.
Yes.
Before we get to the picks, and we got a nice slate here. What is now? I'm just catching bits and pieces. I'm a wash in Eagles sports. Super Bowl content mic'd up, celebrating one of the greatest football teams of all time. What is going on with court storming? I saw that someone in Alabama was proposing to forfeit games if the people storm the courts. What is going on? I thought we already settled this, that we're okay with court storming.
Well, the Alabama thing goes back. Alabama's athletic director is a true pile of shit, and he has been ever since that Tennessee game where they took the goalpost to the river in football.
Yes.
We have shirts I think still available in the SGPN merch store. Check that out. Yeah, take me to the river.
And shout out to Lehigh football.
Can you put that back on the screen, please?
Yeah. What? Yeah, I think Boise did too.
Colby, if you could have a stern looks directly at the camera. Hold on. And hold on. Don't be serious, Sean. All right, there we go.
Oh man, there's going to be some great screenshots at Caitlin podcast. Colby, sorry to interrupt. Colby, what's your take on this? Sorry, you're giving the backstory. Lehigh did take the goalpost down to the river there.
Boise State as well. Yeah. I mean, and this isn't the first time this shit's happened. That's what's great. So Alabama's athletic director's been a pile of shit for a while now. That started this thing. That Tennessee game started this thing. And then you saw John Shire and Duke last season with Kyle Filipowski completely when Filipowski tripped a fan and then blamed it. They tried to blame the Wake Forest fans.
That was great. I do like the drama. And then they were like frame by frame and it was like actually him reaching out his leg. You thought Grayson Allen was storming the court there.
And then what happened again for Duke over the past week when they went to Clemson and lost, and Shire actually is the one that bangs into the Clemson fan here. And then he's being outspoken about how unsafe the game is. And shout out to Tyler Hansborough. I saw him, the former
T.
He basically shit on it, saying this is what the sport is. Like I'm one of the most hated North Carolina players ever when I would go elsewhere. And this is it is really ridiculous. I mean, this is another proof that we're living in like the worst time period ever. Is this has been the history of the sport for 150 years, whether it's football or basketball, whatever you want to say. I guess basketball doesn't go back as far, but I'm out there on the front lines, Green. I was arguing with some people. Didn't realize that you can take field storming back to 1889. You can catch they just don't know their fucking history.
Wait, what is Colby's collegiate database? What do you have the first ever court storm happening?
I don't know the first ever, but I know that it's existed for a long time. Whether it's court storming or field storming, if you read the Egg Bowl book, you can take it back to I think like in the late 1890s or early 1900s. I mean, there's Stanford Cal had one. I mean, there's a bunch that have gone back. Basketball, I know like Indiana University, or I think Hinkle had one in like the 1930s, maybe. It's all there for you. You can't just Google AI. I hate that's the laziest thing. And as I build these slides that I know you guys hate.
Well, I love them.
No,
a lot
I
of
like
times you
them.
go
I
through the
think they
history.
actually really add to your show. I think if not for those slides, the show might be a different
That's
show.
what they say. 5 stars. But
I also like efficiency.
Well, the for football on the slides, I'll put the history of the game, like how far it dates back. And if you just trust Google AI, they're off 99% of the time. They don't know.
Google AI, especially, they'll just pull random shit from the results, and they're really bad. I mean,
do you know what, like South America, Europe, places all around the world have done to combat the idea of fans getting on the field?
What's that?
Built like, basically moats. With
gators and
barbed
stuff?
wired fences. Well, I mean, look at some of those South American soccer pitches where you have like barbed wire fence, big gap, another barbed wire fence. I mean, if you want to stop it, when has
it ever been a problem though? I don't understand. Like it still has yet to be a problem.
Yeah, people act like people are getting trampled to death.
Well, this is where we've talked about the SEC losing control, the big powerhouses losing control. We see the organizations trying to ban court storming. You have Ohio State with their silly
flag banning law,
silly little rules.
These idiots don't realize that is the sport, though. That's why we watch it. Your average.
Colby, you're talking about programs that are not ever storming because they're so good. They're always good. They're expected to be good. You don't have that experience as much at those places. So when it happens, they act like little fucking toddlers.
See, but
and they cry about player safety. It's the craziest. Player safety. Are you kidding me? The University of Alabama wants to talk about player safety.
Yeah. Didn't they start multiple guys involved with the murder charge?
I mean,
basketball over the past couple years.
The heat was in the hat. I mean, what are you going to do?
It is funny. Alabama of all schools,
player safety.
Yeah. Players.
You're worried about the safety of these players at a football game.
Yeah.
At the football game is when you're concerned about their safety.
Well,
you're worried about the civilians that don't have the alien DNA in the crowd. That's who you're worried about.
Another thing is both these schools it's rare that both your football and basketball team are really good at the same time. So Duke bitching and moaning like they have been. Remember with the Wake thing, they were like, there were still 2 seconds on the clock when the fans started to storm. But Duke football, when they beat Clemson, they stormed at like 45 seconds on the clock or 35 seconds on the clock. They were storming that fucking field. So that's the best part of this. Yeah.
Duke's hypocrisy is stupid because you're right. They're a great court storm. They're a great field storm team because they're not very good. It's unexpected. You love to see it. But then
Alabama basketball over the years. I mean, come on, you act like this is a juggernaut.
You're right.
Like they've stormed the court when other teams have came in there. Then they knocked off Kentucky with McDice or something. I don't know. Like you could pull it. It's there.
Yeah, but then you have to act like a little entitled bitch. And when it happens to you, you have to complain about it. It's like these politicians trying to tell me that corruption is different than not passing an audit. It's like, no, you're an idiot.
It's even worse
you're
because
just upset because your team got into a situation and you don't know how to do anything other than take your toys and go home because that's how you negotiate for everything.
Yeah, and
it's crazy.
It's the absolute worst hearing like these fucking idiots that are so out of touch with. They don't know their product. Seth Davis getting on and going up against this shit is he's saying, well, the NBA doesn't have this problem. Well, we don't want to watch the NBA. We want to watch this because this is the fucking sport.
You know why the NBA doesn't have this problem?
It's because it's boring as fuck.
Well, I mean, it is crazy to think.
It isn't funny to imagine the Blazers winning as like 9-point dogs against someone and storming the court. Yeah, no one.
Yeah, no one who paid thousands of dollars for their ticket is itching to like run around on the court. And also it's just, to your point, it's not part of the game. Running on the court after a win's part of a game.
Well, and it's the fan base, right? The college fans are crazier, they're drunker.
Dude,
they paid $5 for their tickets.
Well,
They're more inclined to run
they're
out
the
there.
legit fans, like in the NBA. And look, when I was bartending, I had a law firm that would come in. They would give me tickets to the Staples Center. I would go to the I would go to the Staples Center all the time.
Indoor arena,
and it was like a fucking it was like a goddamn happy hour for their job. They don't get no one cared about the fucking team.
Colby's on the take.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I big gambling got to Colby, getting him, taking him to NBA games.
You know what I'm saying? Pro sports are a happy hour. They're a fucking happy hour for AT&T or for Verizon or for YouTube TV. Which, by the way, I don't know if you guys are following this shit going on right now. YouTube TV and Paramount are going at it, and there's a chance March Madness on YouTube TV. Well, they own they own TBS, TNT.
See, this is what they. I mean, I fell for this previously, and I told myself I'm never going to fall for it again. What happens is, YouTube TV wants everyone to bitch about Paramount and make this big fuss, so they put out the thing. Hey, just so you know, we might have to cancel CBS. I 100% guarantee you, CBS will be on the air on YouTube TV for March Madness.
I was thinking we shit on YouTube TV though, because they still haven't given us the platform to do the quad box on the games we want.
That is annoying. And I don't know. I mean, Ryan's the tech guy. Why can they? And they have so many different options for the quad box. No, but it's weird. You can customize the quad box for some things, but not all things. It's weird. Cause can't you do a custom quad box for some of it?
I mean, if I was just thinking about how these people who are working product development, think very highly of themselves, and so they would often, trickle out features that they probably could have delivered all at once to get multiple attaboys. So I expect next year's Sunday Ticket will have the fully customizable quad box, and that will be like a new advertising thing. That's all it is. There's nothing preventing them from doing. In fact, you basically can. What's like you said, you can go in and you can click on, in some versions of the app, you can click on the game you want and swap it out.
I'm not taking YouTube TV side, but I would just say they'll figure out a way to get March Madness, because they would just get destroyed if they didn't. This is just like them posturing in front of like the public eye and get people fired up about it. They'll have it. To
your point, it always happens. But also,
but sometimes
can we we're back to where we were before.
Yeah,
you got a million different fucking channels,
million different streamings.
I mean for college basketball.
This is college,
steal. For college hoops, recently we've had to go to they're putting these big games on Peacock. Terrible.
I mean, honestly, it's sad to say this out loud, but it's more convenient to go into the gray market to watch sports.
Gray market? Is that what you're saying by stealing?
Well, I think you can be watching a feed of a game and not breaking any laws, but the person who is providing that feed may be breaking laws.
All right.
So that's gray. That's the definition of a gray market. So yeah, we're in the gray area.
All right. Hey, let's get to some picks here. Of course, a reminder, SGPN Daytona's back, NASCAR back, sportsgamingpodcast.com/Daytona, giving away some cash and a sweet gift card. Get in over there for free as always. And speaking of free, get your free Edge Boost card. Never get denied again for your sports gambling transactions, sportsbook, DFS, sweepstakes, casinos. You get up to $750 cash back each month. FDIC insured. It's free, no credit check. And again, your money is safe. Card is FDIC insured. It's great. And again, you're getting free action. You're getting rewards, and it's when you use our promo code SGPN, edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN, you get the instant tier 2 status, which means better cashback rewards, and which are great for some long shot bets. I fired a few on the Daytona. Already got some. May as well fire on some golf stuff. Maybe even some long shot college basketball stuff. Maybe we get down on a Villanova to win it all. Who knows?
No, that's
Edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. Every sport, every game, all the live action you want. MyBookie, customers from a ton of different locations. If you can get to a website, you can get to mybookie.ag. Lightning fast payouts using cryptocurrency, very easy deposits, and of course mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN, 100% deposit match up to $1,000, and you get the $10 free casino chip. Put on the old roulette. Mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN.
all right. It is today is Thursday as we sit here. We'll talk about I didn't actually look ahead of time. It looks like one Friday game.
One Friday game, a bunch of Saturday,
Friday.
a bunch of Sunday. They invaded Sunday now that the NFL is not there.
Jesus.
And so I had to put, we're diving deep. This is a great weekend for college hoops. So cancel all your plans, even if it's Valentine's Day. Tell the wife that I'll get you for the birthday.
That, Colby, how are you managing that?
Well, actually, what's good is Valentine's Day in Columbia is actually in September.
Really? They have a separate Valentine's Day?
Yeah. So
nice.
Call in the old, get the chocolates just to say, hey,
What's whoa?
Welcome to America, but
welcome to America.
Yeah, but you celebrated it in September, unlike and it's always a weekday in September. So
how rude of us! We didn't even wish you a happy Valentine's Day back then in September.
I'm gonna add that to my calendar.
Okay.
All right. Our picks really sucked last episode. I obviously blame Colby. My new, I got to figure out a new angle. I'll take some accountability.
I broke even. I
am still leading in our percentage record, which is bad. So we got to turn things around. Lasers are focused on college basketball. College basketball, you're in trouble.
I had a great day on the college basketball experience. Turn over to that.
How is that possible? You're 6-10 on our show.
Well,
How did you turn that into a great day?
There was 60 or 53 games or something. 46 games.
Picked the wrong games.
Well, you wanted the best. You guys want the best games on the show. You don't want the best locks on the show.
Yes.
You guys snorkel. You guys snorkel.
Our audience
a little
hates
bit
when you give great locks, Colby.
Well, I mean, Colgate is a system play. You know that's going to cash every time, Sean. I know you get cute, try to take Lehigh when we get to the conference tournament, but it never works out against
Lehigh's
Colgate.
Year. They took they're gonna bring it. Lehighi's gonna win the Patriot League tournament one of these years. Then they're gonna fish out the goalposts, bring it back for a party up on the mountain. Let's go. Give us some lines. Give us some winners.
I got my mask out over here, and you guys are belly aching about rusty metal at the bottom of a lake. UCLA, Indiana, like we mentioned, one game on Friday night. We're heading to Bloomington. It sounds like the firing of Woodson has been negotiated, but it's not till after the season. UCLA is laying 2 here. Colby, does this fit the model of fading these West Coast teams when they travel east?
No, because this is the second game. In the second game, they have been much better. So, and Indiana's coming off a gigantic win outright as an 11-point dog against Michigan State. They come back to Assembly Hall, and believe it or not, Sean and Ryan, this series goes back to 1937, where I have a feeling there might have been some storms. There might have been some people on storm watch back in the day there too.
I do like the idea of some guys are storming the beach in Normandy, other guys back home storming Hinkle Fieldhouse,
doing your part.
Like, oh yeah, I did. I stormed back in 1942. Really, Grandpa? You or 1945? What you killed some beach? Nazis? No, not really. We just we were big underdogs, and it was a nice win for the team.
Well, some of them probably stormed both.
Yeah.
You look at. I think I was reading about Buddy Ryan the other day. Buddy Ryan was in WW2.
Oh yeah, I mean he probably killed some crowds with his bare hands.
Oh yeah,
they probably killed some crowds domestically and foreign.
Kilbride, clear German name.
Oh yeah, exactly. He probably was having
That's great. That's a
flashbacks.
great one.
Probably thought he was like an SS guard. Just had to take a quick shot at him. It was not a great punch by Buddy Ryan.
No,
I love that he punched him, but it was not. He did not connect clean on that.
Well, to be fair, it's kind of hard. You know, you had a bunch of players in the way. You know what I mean? Like it was one of those things where you're just trying to get your jab in. Because there was like 5 people in the way, but I can respect it, right? With that running gun bullshit, all I needed to do was run. I'm on Team Buddy Ryan all day here. They really? Should have ran the ball.
You were going to be Kevin Gilbride fan in this situation.
They look, that Oilers team should have moved on, and a lot of that is put on the offense, though. In 3 passes, and you run out the clock, you win the game. Your defense has been good. Can we do a deep dive? Should we just stop the show and do a deep dive on that particular game?
Sounds like a good Patreon episode, breaking down all-time great coach fights.
I mean, I think so. So,
Kramer, what do you do? I will take
Colby.
UCLA.
They played the first time in 1937, and they've only played 12 times.
But they're conference foes now.
That's
believe
wild.
it.
That's why they haven't played a home and home since 1956. These are 2 of the state, like the historic programs in college basketball.
Well, I think you're going to
Big Ten can bring them together.
I think you're
positive.
I think you're going to see something very similar to 1956 when the Bruins came into Assembly Hall and took down Indiana 52-48. So I will lay the points with the Bruins here.
I don't want to agree with Colby, but I also revenge for the football game this year.
Well, I mean,
count?
It just starts with the them beating Michigan State. Like they're not going to have a ton of get up spots. Mike Woodson is dead man walking. They got up for that Michigan State win. They won it. I don't think they can do it back to back. And they've already
he's gone though. Now maybe their spirits will be raised. They'll continue this hot streak.
John Wooden was a Purdue guy too. So John Wooden, UCLA legend. And
UCLA is coming off the loss against Illinois, and so they're already used to the time difference, the change. This is the time you take UCLA. Lock it up. This is pretty good.
Yeah, I think we just fade Indiana the rest of the season. They got their game. It's over. All right, let's head over to Saturday. Little early morning matchup that might have to catch this one because Buzz looking sharp on the sideline as Texas A&M taking on your Arkansas Razorbacks. Sean, you love the pig suey.
Woo pig suey. Woo pig suey.
Buzz and the boys laying 8 here, 9 a.m. And Colby, these are real, or these pick Dundee original?
No, they're all Dundee origin. They're not out there yet, or they weren't when I checked.
There yet?
Yeah.
Texas A&M laying a big number here. That is one way to get off the schneid. Have Colby make better numbers.
Oh,
and then we can. No, I'm saying like we instead of hitting the real number, we have the Colby number, and then we have an excuse if we don't do well.
Yeah.
What are we doing
like
here?
that.
I'm laying 8.
I historically hate laying points with the buzzsaw.
Of course.
This is a rivalry game.
He wins close games.
Yeah. Normally it's like Shaka Smart. You don't like laying the big number with A&M. I can't believe they covered against Georgia the other day. Georgia had like a 10-point lead at halftime. I just think it's a bad spot though. Arkansas has kind of been, this is just I think it's the rivalry factor. This will be a sellout. The crowd will be lit. Arkansas is coming off that win. I'm going to lay the 8 as well. I think A&M is going to win by 10 or 11.
Really?
Yeah.
We can trust Texas A&M to win by that kind of margin in a rivalry game. I mean, they've been good at home, but we don't think you don't think Arkansas is going to get up for this game?
They will, but I mean, they've just been on. They've had a tough schedule. I just feel like it's due here in a rivalry game, and then the fact that A&M can still win the conference, man.
I'm taking Arkansas. I think 8 points is way too much. They've had a bunch of. They've played well on the road. They beat Kentucky on the road. They beat Texas on the road. This isn't a bad team.
That's part of the handicap, though. Is they've beaten those teams. Can they continue to go on the road against the top offensive rebounding team in the country and the 13th best rebounding team now? Overall. No.
300th best in free throws. They can't. I don't think they're going to cover the big number. Give me Arkansas +8.
Excuse you.
Yes.
Have you not been paying? Are you not paying attention to what Buzz is up to this year?
No, they. I think they'll win the game. Just 8 points is way too much.
This is their year.
Oh, Ryan, sounds like you got a future.
I'm not. I don't know about a future, but I will be riding them in the postseason. Just the classic Buzz team.
They seem like a team that could go on a great run in the conference tournament and then get destroyed in the actual tournament.
Yeah, they're gonna speed up this Arkansas offense.
Colby, what is Texas A&M to win the SEC conference tournament? What do you think that'll get priced at?
It depends on I mean, they could still get the 1 seed. That's kind of my point. Is they're playing for the regular season championship, essentially, with Auburn and Alabama playing each other twice in the final 2 weeks of the season here. They have a shot. They have a legit shot because they play Auburn once, but Auburn's got to come to College Station. So I would imagine they're rooting for Auburn to win the Iron Bowl this weekend. But I love their schedule remaining. I would say they have the easiest schedule of the contenders remaining. Now,
all right,
obviously,
pause. But we have to talk about this, Sean. So you're saying that you think that Texas A&M can still win the conference?
Why not?
I'm looking at an 85 to 1 price for them to win the regular season conference. Well, I mean, is this a pause the show and we get down on this right now?
Head over to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN, Ryan.
They need to take care of business against the Auburn game is gigantic. But look, I mean, right now you look at this, they are 2 games back. But hear me out here. Auburn and Alabama play each other twice.
Okay.
So someone's got to win and lose those games, right? A&M also hosts Auburn, right?
Okay.
And play at Florida. So those are all the teams in front of them.
Would they? They don't hold the tiebreaker against Alabama though,
right? They did lose to Bama. They only play them once. Yeah, they don't. So they need Auburn to beat Bama, but Bama's remaining schedule is much harder, dude. Look at Bama's remaining schedule.
We're gonna look into the tiebreaker scenarios, but this might be something we should. They play.
Hear
Auburn.
Me out.
They play Auburn twice. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's so. But hear me out here. A&M's road schedule remaining because at Mississippi State, very winnable. At Florida, that's a hard game. At LSU, they're terrible. LSU is so they should at least be 2-1, right? The home spots are Arkansas, Tennessee, Vandy, and Auburn. Auburn is they'll be favored in the other ones. The Auburn game is the only questionable game there. So my point is that you're looking at the most, probably 2 losses. I would say 1. I would say 1 loss remaining. Chance they could win it all. I mean, they could run the table here. They really could. But you look at Bama, I think has the hardest schedule remaining. Bama, like I said, Auburn twice. They have to go to Missouri, to Tennessee. They're home to Florida. They're home to Kentucky. I mean that they could lose every one of those games. I mean, Florida, they're not going to.
20 to 1. Well, didn't Florida just lose a key player? Florida is 20 to 1. Texas A&M's 85 to 1. The other 2 teams are basically, Auburn's chalk at -230 plus 180 for Alabama. That's interesting. Maybe we should be looking at a little short-term investment in the SEC regular season market, Sean. Anyway,
I mean, Auburn still has to go. So Auburn has 2 games against Bama. They have to go to Texas A&M, to Rupp Arena to take on Kentucky. Like A&M by far has the easiest of these 4 teams schedule.
There's still plenty of chaos that could happen for sure. Let's stay in the SEC. So Colby and I are on A&M. Sean is silly taking a coach.
Silly goose.
Taking Coach Calamari. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Vanderbilt heads to Knoxville to take on Tennessee. 10 a.m. here on the West Coast. Tennessee projected to be an 11.5 point favorite by Pick Dundee. Big number for Rick here, but I mean, again, we keep talking about this Tennessee team, and I feel like every time we talk about them, they're coming off a loss to Kentucky. Other than that, I like them.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting spot because Vanderbilt is playing. Like, if they can just score one upset and take care of business, at home against Mizzou or Arkansas, they're probably in the NCAA tournament. I feel like right now, if the season ended, they're in. But they got to win one of these. They're at Tennessee. They're at Kentucky. They're at A&M. They're at Georgia. They got to win one of those games and take care of business at home. And this series, by the way, guys, goes back to 1910. So they've never stormed in this battle either, right?
Did they just storm like when Vanderbilt won a couple days ago?
Yeah.
Isn't this a revenge for?
I think Vanderbilt racked up the most storming fees in like school history, right, Colby?
Yeah, it's fantastic. And what was great was their athletic director. She was telling the fans not to storm. We can use that money for NIL. Well, they pushed her aside and they stormed. Well done, Vanderbilt. Well done.
Out of her way, bitch.
Get out of here, you old hag. Right?
We'll get Pavia for cheap. I think as much as Vanderbilt's been fun and exciting, Tennessee at home is just a monster.
And it's a revenge spot. It's a revenge spot. Vanderbilt's
a frisky home dog, but on the road they haven't been great. 2-4 ATS. I think you got to take the chalk here with Tennessee. Colby,
I think you're right. I think you're right. Like Vanderbilt was able to clip them at that fucked up arena where like you're below the stadium or below the floor. Now that was not that long ago too. What was that? January 18th.
No, and this is like a Tennessee like intrastate like activity. This is big time.
Tennessee's gonna get up for this game.
Rick knows that this is an important one for the envelopes that slide into his mailbox.
Everyone on Tennessee, right, Ryan?
Discord's been hot. Hopefully we start cooling them off here. I did tell myself I was going to not agree with Colby as much, and I've now agreed.
Colby makes some good points, though.
3 straight games. This is a problem. Let's head over to West Lafayette. See Purdue and Wisconsin. A lot of staples involved in this one. 10 a.m. on the West Coast. I was listening to a clip on social media where former college coach, I think he might be someone who works for the Field of 68, was saying that the toughest, or he was reporting it at least, the toughest. This Purdue guard, Braden, what's his last name?
Smith.
Best guard that he's seen since Steph Curry in college.
He is nasty.
Which is hilarious. Because I'm continuing with my staple diatribe, but yeah, no, I would say strong. What is it that Titus uses? Cold ass white boy vibes. Purdue once again good at basketball, laying a projected 5 points here against the staples of the North. Colby, I assume this number feels short. That's my instinctual response to you. Defend the number.
Well, I mean, this is just what the number gave us. I would say like, yeah, I mean, okay, you want to add.
Algorithm said 5.
Yeah. I mean, you want to add. Okay, let's add some points. Let's add some points to it.
5.5.
I'm fine with 5.5. 5, I think works too. I mean, Purdue is coming off a loss then at home.
Yes.
I mean, for me, that's right where it starts and ends.
But Wisconsin's been a good road team. They've been a good road team this year. So, I mean, maybe that's part of it. They won at Iowa. They won at Northwestern. Lost at the final seconds at UCLA in that conference game there. So I mean, they won at Rutgers, won at Butler, at Hinkle Fieldhouse. They've proven they won at. I don't think that was in West Virginia. And most importantly,
they're shooting 84% from the line. That's how you do it, Staples. And I think Wisconsin can. I think this is a 1 possession game. I mean, I do like the idea of Purdue winning the game off a loss, but if you're going to get anything above 5, which I'm with Colby, I think this is 5 and higher. Give me the Badgers here on the road catching the points. I think, I mean, Purdue, I don't see losing back to back, but
I'm going to lay it though.
Too high.
I'm going to lay it. I'm just making the case. I'm making the case for the line. I'm not making the case for who I like. Staples on Staples on the road.
Yes.
Look, and this is a series that goes back to 1906, and I'm sure they didn't storm in '39 with that double overtime classic where Wisconsin won by 2. But
Remember that?
yeah, I'm sure they never stormed then, right? They would never have the audacity.
I can't wait till Colby's covering the sport long enough to where the numbers overlap, so you don't know, is he talking about 2039 or 1939? Yeah, I mean, I think my response to the number was it just seems like the Purdue side would get some love. Wisconsin always going to be a team Sean's backing with the way they shoot free throws.
Yeah,
Sean loves it. It just good staple activity. My take would be Purdue will be too much on the offensive side. That's why I'm also laying it. Colby, the Butler game was in the Pacers building.
Well, you make fun of me for liking 84% from the line,
Yes.
but that's how you cover on the road. They're 6-2 ATS on the road. The Badgers. That's how you cover. That's how you cover as a dog. And that's how you cover on the road.
Wait, are you saying that Wisconsin fans it was 50-50 at the Pacers? From Madison to Indianapolis?
No. I was just pointing out you called that a road game earlier. And I was just saying that Wisconsin played. They did play that game at the Pacers arena, not at their home arena.
But Butler is in Indianapolis. That's their home city.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying it's not a true home game. Not a true home game. It was a good win. But we're agreeing here again, which is this is bad. I thought we were going to have some disagreements.
I'm zagging from some of your consensus plays, and I feel pretty good about it.
Well, I've been the steady part of the show over the last couple of weeks as you guys have been slodging through the mud. Army Navy, interesting to bring this up in basketball context. Not quite as fun as the triple option version on the grass. Right now, Annapolis, 10:30 here on the West Coast. What is it still a battle for the Commander in Chief trophy on the hardwood, Colby? Navy projected to be laying 1.5.
No, I don't believe it is that same trophy.
Really?
But this is the second time they've played. Navy upset them on January 26th.
Yep.
Winning by 13 at Army in the game we ate shit on the college basketball experience. But Army's never been to the NCAA tournament, guys. You believe that?
Pretty good this year.
Fucking Bobby Knight, Coach K, never been to the NCAA tournament. I think this year they have a legit shot. They're a really good team. There's no way they're gonna miss this one. I know it's in Annapolis. It's a revenge spot after Navy crushed them by 13 in West Point.
I mean, that's all I need is one. Army probably is the better team, but two, this is as Colby's saying, revenge games in the Army Navy series. You always take the team that just lost, that's fired up about it. And Navy has been horrible. What are they? 2-3-7 ATS at home. So their home court is not helping them with the spread.
Yeah, and look, Navy's off of a big ass whooping against Lehigh by 3. So they're I'm sure they're looking forward to this game, but they're not going to get the sweep. Army's going to come in there. I'm giving this is a layup on the picks page.
Why does Lehigh need to take strays, Colby? They're hanging around. They're going to make a run here late and get ready for the conference.
What do you mean they're going to make a run? They've
the conference tournament.
They've won 4 games this calendar year. They're not doing.
Oh, look at your data framing. Yeah, but meanwhile, they're 3-3 in their past 6 games. Huh? That sounds way better.
Oh wow, that is nice. But they lost the 6 before that. If you want to go back 12 games.
Yeah, but why would we do that?
Worth noting. What was I going to say? I was going to say something.
Playing
nice
in the form, as I said.
I was going to say something nice about Army. And it has passed me by. They did go to triple overtime against Lemoyne. Worth noting. And I know what I was going to say. Sean's a real flip flopper with the Army Navy situation. Doesn't stick to one academy. Just picks whichever one tickles his fancy in the moment. I'm always with Army, obviously. Go Army, beat Navy. So it just sounds nicer than beat Army. Go Navy. No, it's not right. 11 a.m. on the West Coast. We're talking Arizona, Houston.
This game's awesome. Yeah.
We fade Arizona State, by the way, and they what a crazy ass game that was.
Must be
Houston,
listening to the show.
I took the Sun Devils just for the record,
What?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yep. Go check.
Colby did. It was one of his 6 wins out of 16 from last episode.
Damn it, we screwed
that
that
he'd
up.
like to remind you of.
I should have gone.
Don't throw me in the muck. Don't throw me in the fucking muck.
Colby's
had a great day on the real show.
Right? Oh wow, the real show.
Colby's got Arizona laying 3 here, or I'm sorry, Houston laying 3 here on the road. Houston once again near the top of every analytics rankings site you can find. But are they actually going to threaten this year?
Houston?
Yeah, they're going to be a threat this year.
Well, I think they were a threat last year before their best player got injured in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, then they became not a threat.
I'll take Arizona at home. David Mottola, who definitely met us at Saginaw's in Circa last year at this time. He will be in the building and hammered. Yeah.
Great YouTube profile icon too. Let's LFG. I will be in the building hammered, and his profile icon I think is the Arizona Wildcat mascot drinking a beer.
Yeah.
So this guy's a.
I'm a degenerate.
Hell yeah.
No, this is like one of the to David's point is this is one of the best home courts in all of college basketball, and they're 11-1 at home this year, including it's a magical building too when you consider some of the games they've pulled off over the years. Most recently, the Caleb Love 70-footer that me and Green were on. I think.
Oh God.
I think Kramer was on the other side of that one, Green. But our sharp play knew that was possible.
I was on the right side
in that great arena. No, but Arizona's playing much better basketball. They were on a roll, and then they just went to Manhattan and lost to Kansas State, who's on a roll. They come back home. Houston 6-0 on the road, and some of these ones. Go back to that Kansas one. How the fuck did they win that game? It stops here. Arizona at home. They storm watch. Get it going. Storm Mottola. You better be at center court. You better be at fucking center court after you knock off the Houston Cougars here.
This team has an identity. They've not lost a true road game. Every game they've gone behind enemy lines, they've come out victorious.
Houston?
Yeah.
No, they're good, but you can apply a lot of that. I would still side with Arizona in the home.
Sean,
court.
we fade them against Arizona State.
Who?
On Tuesday. Houston. That's when we fade them.
No, Arizona's too good at home.
All right.
8-4 ATS. Good matchup for them. They knock off Houston here. Let's go. They're live dogs. Kramer, what are you doing?
Oh no, I like this Houston team.
Of course.
This roads. I think I don't know what Colby's talking about. I like them as a road team. And they've gotten to very difficult spots, gotten the job done. They'll do it once again here. And I'm an Arizona State fan, so why would I dare pick Arizona? No, thank you. Auburn leaving the jungle to go take on Alabama and Tuscaloosa. One of the games we were talking about earlier, 1 p.m. here on the West Coast when we were breaking down the SEC futures market. Alabama projected to be laying 1 point by Pick Dundee. Really? You think the number will be that short?
The numbers actually had it as a pick.
Really?
And I thought, man, you gotta give Bama a little bit of the edge because they're at home.
I agree with that.
So
yeah, I'm seeing Ken Palm has Auburn by 2.
That's crazy.
Probably doesn't factor in the home court as much as some other models, but yeah, this is a hell of a game. It's hard not to like Alabama at home, but
don't they just split the home? They have 2 games against each other. Don't they just split them?
I mean, it does seem like it could be that simple, but Colby, what are we missing here? Like, you got to take Alabama at home in this spot, even though Auburn's, obviously most models have them best team in the country.
Yeah. I mean, they're both top 15 offenses. They're both, really good, just really good teams. I would say this, Alabama's they have more veterans than Auburn. And I think that might be all I need to defend home court there. Is it's a little bit more of a veteran team with the Tide, and just the way they rebound the ball. To me, at home with the crowd behind you, what are they, second in the nation in rebounding? Yeah, let's go. Auburn's in this part where they've hit the road for a lot of tough road games lately too. So I just feel like this stretch they're due. They're due. This is the spot. Nate Oates gets them. They lose in Auburn. What, in a week? Whatever it is. Yeah, 10 days. Whatever. But yeah, load up.
Their road games have been mostly against the softer teams, and well, the SEC is pretty tough, so I don't want to take anything away. But what's their best road conference win? Is it the Texas win, or is it Ole Miss?
I think Ole Miss would be. Yeah, Ole
I'm
Miss
saying
or
a lot of these road games are a little bit more on the soft side for me. So but yeah, I mean they've also gotten it done.
Yeah. They won at Houston, but it was at that NBA arena.
Yeah, neutral, semi.
Kramer,
yeah.
What are you doing? You taking Alabama?
Yeah, I was like I said, I was surprised to hear or to see this wasn't a little bit bigger. So, and yeah, I definitely think it's going to be. I mean, again, they're just going to split the. So Auburn wins in the jungle and to close out the season. Hopefully to clinch us Texas A&M future, cashing an 85-1 conference win, and Alabama wins this game. So we'll lay the point. Give Discord Auburn +1. Another 1 p.m. tip here. We're heading to Ames, Iowa. Always a weird trip up to Ames. Cincinnati. Can you even fly direct? This might have to be a fly through a major city and a bus ride. Cincinnati projecting to be catching a very large 10.5. I assume they're not too accustomed to Ames, Iowa either. So might not know exactly.
Not a historic rivalry by any means.
Hopefully they don't miss the exit. Bus driver might get in trouble. Colby, what do we do? Big number though. What are we doing here?
I think Iowa State, they hit that rough patch in the road, maybe past 2 weeks. They responded well in Orlando, sticking it to UCF and covering that 9.5. I think you coming back home to Hilton Coliseum. Cincinnati's got to prove it to me on the road. They have a losing record on the road this year, and like they've won 3 in a row. I think they're Iowa State's laser focus here, and I think they also know that to stay alive in this Big 12 race, you got to bring your A game in this matchup. Because Cincinnati's an NCAA tournament team, probably, or right on the cusp. Have you guys? What's their record at home? I mean, like they're incredible at the Hilton Coliseum. 12-1 at home. This is one of the toughest environments in college basketball. So I'll lay that big number.
Yeah, their only loss was to Kansas in that
Farmageddon rivalry.
Yeah, in that down bit against Kansas State. They've been very good. They've had good teams come to town. Yeah, they're also a good heavy favorite, which my card is lacking at this point. Only one double-digit favorite.
I mean Cincinnati. You're not going to get it done when you're shooting 65.9% from the line. That's not going to do it. Cincinnati's interesting in spots, but this is, as your point earlier, a tough travel spot. Focused Iowa State team. Iowa State 8-5 ATS at home. They're gonna roll against the Cincinnati team.
I'm seeing. Yeah, it looks like the flight looks like you can fly from Cincy to Des Moines. 3 hours 45 minutes, and then you take a little bit of a bus ride from there.
Sounds like a fun travel.
9 hours if you want to just go bus, and 9.5 and do the road trip version.
Hey, shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Use the promo code SGPN. Get a deposit match up to $1,000. Colby, what are we doing here? Any Underdog Fantasy plays you like?
Yeah, unfortunately though, I think you're gonna have only tonight. Let me see if they added the UCLA. I don't think that's there yet. So so you're stuck with games for this evening, but let's go with Derek Queen of Maryland. He's really good.
Terps.
Oh wait,
yes.
no, we have Nevada, San Jose State on Friday. If you got anything from that game?
Okay, let's do that then. Let's just go right from the start.
Pacific.
Nick Davidson is the team's best player. Higher than 16.5 points. Done deal. Now on the other side of this, because you have to play. you have to wait. Why am I not seeing San Jose State? Okay. Let's go with let's take the lower 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists on Donovan Yap.
It's a great name.
PRA. So Donovan Yap of San Jose State. They've been on a bit of a run, weren't they, Colby? And they cool off a little bit.
Man, they were ATS. They were on a gigantic run. They got to be sick to their stomach on the way they've played San Diego State, and to come out 0-2 when they were up, both those games by double digits for majority of that game, those games. But yeah, like that play, Yap, Davison. Let's go.
So Nick Davidson higher 16.5 points. Donovan Yap lower 14.5 PRA. Underdogfantasy.com. Promo code SGPN.
I think a coach has ever said, "Hey Donovan, close your yap."
Oh, I'm sure he's gotten a ton of
that coach.
He's a guy who likes to run his mouth. Coach is definitely going to bring that.
That coach also probably thought he invented that joke. Mississippi State, Hail State, taking on Ole Miss in the Egg Bowl on the hardwood. Just a guess. Oxford, Mississippi, 3 p.m. on the West Coast. Ole Miss projected to be laying 5. I mean, again, very uninformed take here, but I would have assumed this number was going to be bigger. I know it's a rivalry game, but doesn't Ole Miss get the stomping here?
Oh yeah, because Mississippi State won in Stark Vegas, so in overtime, and the game shouldn't have gone to overtime. But yeah, this is another one where I think it's a get right spot for Ole Miss in relation to the Egg Bowl. You look all these games though. I guess you could make an argument. I'm just looking at the history. These games are fucking insane. As far as last game was in overtime. There's been 3 overtime games in the past 5 games, but.
Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly recalibrating my lasers, but this feels like a decent spot for Mississippi State. I understand Ole Miss wants revenge, but yeah, they play a lot of overtime games. These games oftentimes end up being 1 possession game, and you're getting 5 points of the Mississippi State team coming off a loss.
I'll say though, in that overtime, in 2022 or 23, I guess it would be. They did end up winning they covered the number in overtime. Ole Miss did. So
there you go.
Yeah,
and ever since now that football's over, more locked in. Didn't realize this is where Padula transferred to. So I'm more in on Mississippi, former Hokie point.
They would never storm the court in this matchup, right? Yeah. They've been playing this for over 100 years. They never stormed this, right?
Also worth noting,
Kramer, where's the cowbell? We need more cowbell.
I don't want to make noise with it because I don't agree with your take here.
Oh, why? Because Mississippi State is underdog.
Someone's driving their car right now. Hopefully, Sean didn't even warn you he was going to do that.
What do you mean? I said, give me the cowbell.
He didn't even warn you he was going to make loud noises in your ear. The one thing I would point out with Ole Miss too that I'm enjoying is a lot of vets on that team. Colby, we could lot of vets on that team.
Colby, what are you doing? You taking Ole Miss?
Yeah, he's laying it.
Yeah, I think they get it done.
Just laid out the case.
Sean Island, another pick for Sean.
It's going to go
Island.
to overtime, and they're going to get the cover. Michigan State heading to Champaign to take on Illinois. 5 p.m. on the West Coast. Colby's got Illinois laying 5.5.
We got to load up on. We got to load up on Sparty.
Where are we at with Izzo right now?
Well, he needs that win to pass Bobby Knight. We thought it was going to happen against Indiana. Indiana goes in there, wins as 11-point dog. This has got to be the one, right?
They ruined the celebration. They probably
wait. Let me see who's next.
I
want to see if Michigan
at home.
Ooh,
oh, that could be better.
I think you're right.
They could be better.
I think you're right.
No, but isn't this he just lost against Indiana?
They're kind of sliding right now. 3 out of 4 they've dropped. I don't know if he's got time to mess around with his parade, Colby.
No, I think you're right. I'm going to circle that Purdue game. Give me the Illini actually here. This is part of what I like about it is they've already played this year. Michigan State won by 2 in East Lansing. This home court is a really good home court, and then the fact that the way the Illini can rebound, which I think is like kind of Michigan State's specialty.
Yeah.
Right. And the fact that the Illini are even better at them at their strong suit. So give me the Illini at home.
This is actually not a great matchup for Michigan State.
This is way too many points to give Tom Izzo. Tom Izzo as a dog with his legacy on the line, coming off a loss, a great rebounding team, and they hit their free throws. I understand Illinois does that as well, but 5.5, way too many. Come on.
Everything Michigan State wants to do, Illinois can stop. That's
good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck.
Sean playing the hits.
Yeah. I'm crazy for always backing one of the best coaches in college basketball.
Can't wait.
You're right. He's never won us any money. Horrible against the spread. Doesn't know how to cover a number to save his life. That's Tom Izzo.
Coming up after the break, Boeheim and Kentucky heads down to Austin.
14-9-1 ATS. So I'm an idiot for backing Michigan State. Michigan State against the number.
We're not talking about those 23 spots or whatever amount of games you just talked about.
Right, but we're
talking about this spot.
Okay. And they're going to cover it. They'll be 15-9-1.
And specifically, it's a bad matchup for Michigan State. As Colby pointed out, Illinois can match their rebounding prowess. They can also, the strength of the Illinois defense is exactly how Michigan State's going to look to affect.
And Kramer, the photos are going to look so much better when he passes Bobby Knight in East Lansing.
Yeah. Unless we're talking about a game where Michigan State shot a ridiculous amount of free throws, which, by the way, Illinois doesn't send teams to the line a ton, then
I'm scared.
Didn't say you were. Just said you're on the wrong side playing the classics. That's all. Player the hits is what I said. We're heading to Austin, Texas. Where does McConaughey go to all the basketball games as the culture? Is there a vice minister?
No, he does go to a lot. I even saw him at a women's game this year.
I wonder why he went there. Well, the women's basketball team does stay the same age.
Snatch.
They do stay the same age year after year. The college basketball games.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey personally funding the powerlifting team so he can scream snatch at a big burly woman. Kentucky, Texas laying 1.5. Colby.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by this game. You got Texas in a spot where they kind of need to win to make the NCAA tournament. Kentucky has looked really good. Great win the other night. And, but they have a couple, Jackson Robinson and Lamont Butler, both game time decisions for Big Blue Nation. You kind of need to know if they're going to play with it up in the air. I will take the Longhorns to get a huge win, an inch closer to March Madness. They're making that NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I like Texas in the spot. They've been sliding, backs against the wall, desperate team. Kentucky feeling fat and happy after knocking off,
eating those fish sandwiches with their girlfriends.
Yeah, it was some lemonade, some hanging out with their fat girlfriends, a la Mike Leach. I think this is a really good spot for Texas.
Kentucky has had some really nice wins this year.
Kentucky's good.
If Butler, I'll say this: if Butler and Robinson are playing, I think Kentucky's a better basketball team than them. But with those, right now they're game time decisions, so it's kind of hard to get.
So the number's going to be bigger than probably when the injury news comes up. Give me Texas, horns up, forks up, and horns up. What do you think wins, a fork or a horn? Mythical fork versus a horn.
Kramer's on one dog, and it's Army plus 1.5. Other than that, all chalk.
Ask me how many dogs I had last show when I had the best ATS record. 1.
Yeah. No, if you're excited about going 8-8, then yeah.
I'm not excited. I'm just pointing out
that
I beat both of you losers.
He's a Giants fan.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
8-8 would be a dream season.
Here we go.
Wow, we can get to 8-8. Oh man.
I mean, feel free to talk about my playoff ATS record, lock record. We can talk about any of the things that I actually have control over.
How many emails have you sent? What's their GM's naming? Is it still the same guy? Is it? Yeah.
I don't.
How many emails have you sent saying, have you seen Drew Aller?
No,
this kid can play. He's a future Giant.
Yes.
He's got Kent Graham, Dave Brown, and Daniel Jones written all over him.
I've already got my jersey ready for the next quarterback of the New York Football Giants.
Now, who's that?
Manning.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
you're talking about
Arch gonna have a nice season.
No, they don't go to shitty teams. He'll hold out and say, "I don't want to."
Yeah,
hey,
come on. He knows better.
Don't draft me. We'll go.
Now the irony is he might hold out and go to the Chargers. That would be an all-time great. I want to play for a winner. Give me a Harbaugh.
They don't want to play down there in San Diego.
No, they like
no fans.
L.A.
Oh, they play in L.A. now. That's right. Boise State, San Diego State. I told Colby we haven't really talked about the Mountain West. What's that about? I thought you loved that conference. Well, now we get one measly
two.
Mountain
You get
West
two.
game.
You get two. You haven't been paying attention. Once again, you're snorkeling over there, buddy.
State, we have one coming up in the future. I see. San Diego
for
State
first place. Yes.
A projected 1.5 points. 7 p.m. here on the West Coast on Saturday. Boise State has some amazing characters of college basketball, but we are San Diego State fans. Colby, which side are we on?
San Diego State's a young team. They're a very young team, and Reese Waters is still out for them, as far as I know. I know he's supposed to come back at some point in February, but they're not as good at home, and I think a lot of it has to do with how young they are. They don't defend the home court as well, and you look at what is Boise State. Boise State, I think, coming into the year was the most veteran team in the Mountain West, with DJ Hart returning and Andrew Meadow, our boy Andrew Meadow, and Omar Stanley and stuff. So I'm going to trust the veterans. Give me Boise to go into San Diego and get that dub.
Let's see. I mean, they did. Yeah, it's a revenge spot. San Diego. I don't know though. I don't have a good strong take on this. I feel like I've been wrong on every San Diego State game we've picked this year.
Yeah, my heart's in San Diego, but to Colby's point, Boise State's been good. They've been good on the road. I think they can win this game outright. I wouldn't be surprised if they close a small favorite here when the non-projected lines come out. So I will take. I'm with Colby. Give me Boise State.
And really, since January, San Diego State struggled. Like UNLV went in there, won by 8 in San Diego. They probably should have lost to San Jose State twice. They needed a buzzer beater against Air Force and Wyoming. They had to come back from double digits.
No, so I feel like we're overreacting.
And obviously San Diego State has the better defense, but Boise State's defense isn't bad. So I
saw them play against Occidental back in November. They
you did
149. No, I'm just making some local Eagle route.
Oh, we should have walked down to the Occidental game.
Are you guys going to donate to bringing their football program back that they got rid of during COVID? Occidental, with it being right there, I feel like you guys should be.
Let's go.
You guys should be in charge of starting this thing up.
Nice field.
Yeah,
I have had a couple conversations with an active head coach over at Occidental.
Oh, really?
You know who used to be the head coach there?
Who's that?
Jim Morris Sr.
Playoffs.
They got a history and they're just ignoring it. And now they have SGP within a walk. And they can't bring their football program back. Very disappointing news out of Eagle Rock, California.
You guys are going Boise State here.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Our gals laying the points. Also trying to keep this no dog stretch going. Michigan, Ohio State. I think this is a big rivalry game at basketball too, Colby, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully, will there be a flag planting on the hardwood? It'd be so great if someone brought a flag, but instead of the end being pointy, it was just a plunger, so you could plunge it to the basketball floor.
I like it.
Michigan.
I like
Michigan playing better ball. Where are we at with? Is Michigan back? Can we proclaim them back?
Well, Dusty May is rumored to be the next coach at Indiana with his ties to Indiana. So Michigan's off their biggest win of the season though against Purdue.
Wait, Michigan's such a poverty basketball team now that they can't even keep a coach when competing with Indiana.
Well, I mean, he's from
wrong.
the tree. He's from the tree there, but
still, that's embarrassing.
I think Ohio State's a play, right? They
you gotta smash it, right? After a win against Purdue at home.
Michigan, just to Colby's point, they just won at Purdue. And this is the only way Ohio State's going to beat Michigan is in basketball. So I think they're going to get it done here at home. And they play good defense, hit their free throws. Michigan probably still feel themselves after that Purdue win. All the advanced metrics look solid for Ohio State, and Ohio State's been cruising. They blew out. Who was it? They played at Washington.
Our boy Danny Sprinkle. They did him dirty.
No, that was never in doubt. We were all over that one.
That's the travel system. The hilarious thing about the Big Ten just creating this travel vacuum. All right, so you guys are both taking Ohio State.
Yep.
It's all about the spot, man. It's all about the spot. Ohio State trying to play their way into the NCAA tournament. They need this. Oh, and it's one of the best rivalries in college sports.
They did not play. They haven't played a second time this year, right?
No.
Okay. Who won the game last year?
This is the first time. This is
yeah, that's what I mean.
Ohio State 84-61 in the Big Ten tournament. No, wait. Was that? So that wasn't the Big Ten tournament. That was regular season.
No, they didn't play them.
Yeah.
End of regular season they played them. 84-61. You're right. All right. I just double checking that they can beat Michigan. I'll take a dog here with Ohio State. Great spot, as Colby points out. And yeah, I think Sean's right. They probably are desperate to get a win at any sport
and
they can.
Storm that court with the plunger. Storm that
plunge. Please, if you're planning on bringing a plunger to the game to attach to a flag,
yes,
please send us a picture ahead of time.
I mean, you could be bringing it for multiple reasons.
Yeah. Oh, you might, clog the shitter at halftime. You don't want to inconvenience the janitorial staff. We got to set out a bounty. If we can get some people storming the court with some SGPN, SGP, TCE, any sort of merch gear, we should set up a bounty. Get it on the screen. Maybe we can get a SGPN flag on the court. That would be pretty sweet.
Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
Those savage fans.
Tag us in that on Twitter.
Oh yeah, send it in.
Yeah. And make sure you remind your chat too, Colby. Bradley.
They're here right now, actually.
Oh no, here we go. Colby's people are here. I do see that Cash Action Bets has a avatar that is basically saying that Colby's show is the best. This is great. Colby will have Colby and his TCE people will have land in the hills of North Carolina. They'll have
we're all gonna drink the Kool-Aid.
My invitational golf tournament's in the works right now, guys.
Are you going to Colby's sermon tonight?
The Dundee Invitational will be happening in Pinehurst, North Carolina soon.
I do like the idea of Colby and all of his band of crazy chat playing golf, because none of them actually.
Colby Invitational.
Imagine what happens to that golf course after these people. They probably don't even wear proper shoes. Probably won't have their shirts tucked in.
Patty C said he was in because we got the golf cart, the margarita stand that's coming through.
Bradley, Drake heading to Des Moines. Another conversation about two conversations about Iowa in one show, Sean. That's
hit the over.
That's more than your cross country flight. We'll talk about Iowa. Drake laying 6.5. Did we just had some conversations about Drake because I remember one, I locked him up. I thought it was a great bounce back spot after the horrible Super Bowl for Drake. And then two, because Drake and Colby both had the same thing in common, which was
did not watch the Super Bowl.
Now they're laying 6.5 against Bradley. Could this be a rare back-to-back lock performance for me on Drake as a favorite? Colby?
You gotta take Drake here. I mean, they just looked really good the other night. They're 12-1. They beat Vanderbilt. You know what I mean?
We're not worried about Bradley's 3-ball. Basically, Bradley best 3-point shooting team in the nation.
Duke Dean is a fucking beast. But no, I mean, dude, I all year we've been waiting to fade Drake after this program is coach proof. They've figured this thing out. They're 23-2. This is why it's great. Kramer would hate this, but by the way, Drake's team got rated. Their coach left for West Virginia and their team left for West Virginia and a few other spots.
Yep.
This is basically a D2 basketball team that's doing this. They hired a D2 coach who brought his team with him. And they're 23-2 and they've beaten SEC teams. They've beaten, Big 12 teams and just unbelievable. it continues on. Give me Drake minus the points.
Well, it just shows you that continuity in a system, and he also got to only bring the guys from the team that he wanted to bring. That's important, right? You weed out the
get rid of the losers.
You get rid of the losers. I mean, Sean points out a great point about Bradley. Here's the problem, Sean. Okay. Bradley also very loose with the basketball, and they don't rebound for shit. Drake will dominate them.
Yeah, I'm on Drake. Give me Drake late in the 6.5.
Shooting won't matter. Drake, I'm back on Drake again. My one of the teams I like the most this year in college basketball. Creighton, St. John's. We're just going to put St. John's on every card and then talk about how we're picking St. John's. If I didn't mention it, these couple games are on Sunday. Starting with the Michigan Ohio State game, all Sunday games. NFL's over. I guess college basketball decided another day of games. I'm laying it, I guess, with St. John's. And they great coaching moment, I guess, for Mr. Pitino after we watched him put out what I would say one of the worst offensive performances I've ever seen against Villanova.
Well, according to him, he said it was the defense was the issue. Yeah, they played poor defense. Again, you're going up against Villanova on the road.
That's classic Pitino.
Smash spot for Villanova.
Smash!
And I'm going to take Creighton here as well. Creighton coming off a loss, catching too many points. This is probably going to be closer to 5 points, but Creighton has been great on the road this year. 7-1 ATS. They're going to make this a game, and if you don't play good defense against Creighton, you're going to be in trouble. I like the Pitino love overall, but I think this is a tough matchup for them, and I think the spread's too high. So yeah, give me Creighton. What are you doing, Colby?
Smash spot on St. John's. They've lost by one. They've lost by one the past two times to Creighton in Omaha, and those were questionable refereeing moments. This is for first place. This is for the 1 seed. St. John's is 15-0 at home. St. John's just lost. They're not.
Yeah.
Rick Pitino will die on the court if they lose this game. They are winning this game. This is mark it down as my lock shot. St. John's beats Michael Creighton.
But do they cover?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sticking with Creighton. Kramer, what do you, obviously you're taking St. John's. Okay. Last game.
Yeah, obviously I'm on the winning side. Utah State keeps a good program, heading to the pit. What happened there at the pit?
Wyoming hung
around at the wheel.
A big number.
In hindsight, we fucked up. Because this game is for first place. This was on deck. It was a classic look ahead. And that's us. That's on us. Yeah, this is for the 1 seed essentially. I mean, the season ends soon.
Colby's got New Mexico laying 4.5 here down in the pit. So this is the game they show up, and we're safely laying the points.
I think so. Mustafa Amzil's a game time decision, but I think he'll play knowing the severity of the game. Lay that number with these Lobos. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm with you. New Mexico at home, big spot. Lay the 4.5. Utah State's okay on the road, but New Mexico obviously didn't lose to Wyoming, but I think they, as you mentioned, were maybe a little in cruise control. Looking ahead to this game, they're going to be up for this game. Pitt's going to be rocking.
And this is the Pitino parlay you want to do, Kramer.
Oh, okay. The pit will be lit.
Are you sure? Because the Pitino parlay got really blown up last time we tried it.
This is the one.
All right. I'm good with that. Really crushed the card today. Really crushed it. Avoided all the landmines. Ended up with 2 dogs, Sean.
There you go.
2 dogs.
Both 1 point dog and 1.5 point dog. So really going on the edge. Hey, our locks and dogs brought to you by Rhythm sportsgamingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get in, head over there, and get cracking, building some models. And of course, if you don't want to build a model, you can just have Rhythm build one for you. The model that I have that Rhythm built for me And they always, at least currently as I have it set up, they like, unlike Ryan, they like some dogs. They find some value in some dogs, including Tarleton State catching 11.5 points. Tips off later today. They think that has a 65.6% win probability. So they like it. Home dogs against Grand Canyon. Get in, perfect time, March Madness. Get in and get your 7-day free trial today. sportsgamingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Kramer, what are you doing? Locks and a dog.
All right. Lock number 1, Alabama. Pick the games that people really want to watch, not like some of these matchups Colby threw on the sheet. Lock number 2, we'll go with one of the best, if not the best, coaches in the land, Buzz Williams and Texas A&M against Arkansas. Great matchup. Lock number 3, let's head over to Sunday. St. John's, mega lock at home, revenge game against Creighton, easy money. Surprised you're on the other side, Sean. We're only doing 3 locks. Okay. Dog. I mean, you talking about the United States Army as a dog? They playing this game on an aircraft carrier, Colby? Didn't think so. Go Army, beat Navy.
All right, for me, first lock. Give me Rick Barnes at home, Tennessee, laying the 11.5. For my next lock, give me Michigan State plus 5.5. Tommy Izzo makes that a game. For my next lock, what do I feel the best about? I'll go Ohio State at home catching the point. And for my money line dog, give me there's a couple interesting live dogs, including Wisconsin. The Badgers get it done on the money line. Colby, what do you got?
Let's lock up the Johnnies minus 4.5 against Creighton.
Great.
Okay.
Let's lock up New Mexico minus 4.5 against Utah State.
And I'm going to switch Ohio State with New Mexico.
You don't want to just add a 4th lock.
No. Colby, what's your third lock?
Army plus 1.5.
Whoa.
Aim high.
The dog is what's the most juice I can get you out there? I want to say it's Arizona. Yes, give me the Arizona Wildcats at home to win outright.
Isn't Air Force aim high?
And the Patino parlay, Sean. Yeah, make sure you load up on the Patino parlay.
I'm in.
It's Colby and Ryan on New Mexico laying 4.5, and St. John's laying 4.5. Like father, like son. On the parlay, I will give out a. I'm going to call this Sean's big dog parlay. This is for big dog only bettors. It's going to be Wisconsin and Michigan both on the money line. That's going to pay off pretty nice over on mybookie.ag.
Little Badger Wolverine. I mean, what's the difference between a Badger and a Wolverine, John?
That's pretty. They're pretty close. I think Wolverine probably has some sharper claws.
Is that accurate, Kramer? Does that sound accurate, Kramer?
Yeah, I think I don't actually know a lot about Wolverines.
Badgers and Wolverines are both wild animals known for being fierce and having powerful claws. Wolverine talking about 3 feet long. Badger smaller, only like 30 inches. So Wolverine's gonna fuck some shit up. And Wisconsin,
6-inch difference. It's not that massive.
What?
3 feet versus 30 inches.
Yeah, 6 inches isn't a lot. Isn't a big difference.
I mean, Badgers have incredible tenacity. We all know that.
Well, they're not playing each other. They're fighting together for the big dog parlay. Badgers, Wisconsin, and Michigan State Wolverine. Or no, wait, Michigan State. Why did I say Wolverines? I do like Michigan.
Wow. That's
Smarty.
a 3-star review coming in.
All right. Wisconsin and Michigan State on the money line. That's my parlay. Let's get it.
Remember when the honey badger was the greatest thing on the internet?
Yeah, it was a wild time at the internet. Hey, subscribe to the College Experience. Check them out. Get them on Spotify, YouTube. Yes, Colby.
Also, right after this show, in about 45 minutes, I'll be on the Bet Detectives show talking college hoops. Yeah,
Ooh,
it's a
okay.
bottom line bombs. Check it out.
You know what? You don't even have to leave the chat. You'll just get sent there. That's how nice I am.
Yes. Stay
So
tuned for
gracious.
CJ Sullivan hopping on the live line here in just a second. YouTube.com/sportsgambling podcast. Like and subscribe. Toss us a bone there. Always appreciate the 5 stars over on Spotify. And of course,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
for the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Too many dogs on your guys' cards.
Kramer. Let it ride.